Racing Roundup Show. For 39 years and counting, we are your destination for news and interviews from within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd live and in person for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim TRETOW.
How you doing, everybody? Thanks again for joining us for another DeAngelis Construction Road Show. We're hanging out here, if you couldn't tell. We're in Victory Lane at the Milwaukee Mile. This show is presented by Oak Creek Automotive. We've got a lot to cover. Race cars are finishing up their final moments here in practice here at the Milwaukee Mile for a big Father's Day 100. 5 divisions of racing. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Make sure you share this with your friends. There's a lot of drivers we want to talk to as there's a long day of practice between noon and 4 o'clock today. The Midwest Truck Series is racing the Father's Day 20. That's 20 laps, 20 miles around the Milwaukee Mile. We have a couple of guys that are dialing it in. Derek Doerr's raced here a couple of times in different cars, and Chester Ace was inches away from a victory here. The Midwest Truck Series guys are hanging out with us. Derek, Chester, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Derek beat you here, Chester. He's still wearing his suit at half-mast, by the way. It's okay. It's tied up the right way. It's not on his ankles. Good to see you guys here. How was your day, first off, Derek?
Pretty good. In every session, I feel like we're right in the mix of that speed range where you're just on the brink of, being pretty fast and pretty racy. So I feel like we have a racy truck for tomorrow. Last time I raced here in 2021, it was a, 10th place qualifying truck, and we were right in the mix there with everybody. So long run speed feels really good. So hopefully have something tomorrow.
Chester, you've got really good notes. How did they apply for you to practice today to race tomorrow afternoon?
Well, we built a brand new truck in the off season, so notebook kind of went out. We starting from scratch, so truck really good. I think we were top of the charts the last 2 sessions. Got to thank all my guys. We just plugged away at this thing all day. We unloaded decent, but just worked on it, and I think we got one that'll put on a show tomorrow.
So when it comes to figuring that out, how many laps do you take at a time, Chester, to get, okay, we're going to do a 4-lap run, we're going to do a 6-lap run. Is there a science to that, or you want to just get the certain feel and however long that takes, it takes?
Well, Derek knows the first 2 laps are your fastest laps. If you don't get up and going, you ain't going to put down a good lap, so you really can't go by your first 2 laps because that ain't long run speed, obviously. Your 5 tires fall off so much here, but I think we were pretty consistent on the long run. The last 2 sessions, we didn't put a different tire on. We just ran it till we couldn't run them no more. Put good 25 laps on them so we know what they're going to do tomorrow, and that's all you can do. Try to simulate. It's not the same as the race, but you try and simulate the best you can. You know that.
Hang out with Chester Ace and Derek Doerr racing tomorrow in the Midwest Truck Series. Return to the Milwaukee Mile. You mentioned it's a brand new truck, Chester. Has it been the one you've been using all year, or is it something you guys kind of stuck to the side for Milwaukee?
No, we unloaded it at Madison. On Madison, we had a really good truck. Unfortunately, we just didn't get any practice Friday. Fighting fuel issues. I don't know if it was pump or what, but we got it fixed, but it was a little too late. We didn't get any long runs. We didn't know what we had until it came race time, and we just had her a little too free, and we were fighting that the whole way, but we had a good truck. We didn't get it dialed in like we should have. Today, I'm glad we ran good all day.
Derek Doerr joining us as well. Derek, I know you brought your own equipment here. You brought your own super late model here to race. The setup this year, different number, same approach. Who you all got working with you?
Yeah, this year we teamed up with Trevor Askey in the 31 Motorsports truck. I ran it 3 races at the end of last year, and the end of the year, 2021, I ran the following with it. So had a fast truck the first 3 races for the year. Just some bad luck in the races, getting caught up in incidents and stuff. Kind of right in the mix. Qualifying 8th the first 2 races, 14th at the second one. It's just tough. This truck field is so tight. So always feel like we have a good piece in race trim. So hopefully cards will fall our way Sunday, and we can come home with a decent finish. So,
did you bring anybody special on board for the Milwaukee Mile race?
Mainly just came with our normal crew. My dad, Tom, Trevor, Mike McGavick, everybody, same crew usually. So pretty happy with it today and happy to be here. So
our old friend Mike McGavick was on this stage in 2012 after Travis Sauter raced his way to the inaugural Howie Letto 150 victory as a crew member then. It's coming to mind because I was up here hanging out with those guys coming all up on the stage, and I knew most of them. Chester, you must know your guys and trust them with this new truck and getting speed. Who you got helping you this weekend?
Yeah, we got Andrew helping us. We built this truck from scratch in the off season and put a lot of hours into it, and we were very meticulous about everything. So I got to thank him. I got to thank my dad, obviously, and my wife and every father out there. I got my second one on the way here at the end of July.
Hey, congrats! I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's a special weekend. The first, I'll go off just a little bit on you here for a second. In 21, we found out she was pregnant the day, Saturday practice day here.
Here, okay.
Yep. And then last year we got to bring my daughter here, and then this year we got another one pretty darn close. So Father's Day weekend has always been special to me here, and we've been really close. Like you said, that close finish with Swan.
Yeah.
21 last year, we had a really good short run truck. Got fast time. We just didn't have long run. This year I think we got a truck that's going to have a nice combo of both, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But, yeah, my whole crew, everybody back there putting late nights in the shop, I can't thank them enough. The driver's okay, and the crew makes them look better. So
it's going to be fun to watch. The first truck race of the afternoon is the first race of the 5 races tomorrow afternoon starting at 1 o'clock sharp. Guys, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for coming down for a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Derek Dornchester Race, Midwest Truck Series racing at 1 o'clock, their first race of the day, followed by a number of races. We have some practice in the morning as well, so if the teams are actually still en route here, there's still time to practice, then qualify for tomorrow's races in the 5 divisions. We've got the ASA Stars National Tour, racing with the Midwest Tour. That's one division. We just talked to the Midwest Truck Series. We also have the DOERR Compact Touring Series, Mid-Am Racing Series, and the Upper Midwest Vintage. We got a guy here who's not quite old enough to figure out what a vintage car is yet, because he's not, you have to be like 25-year-old cars to get the vintage plates on. He's not there yet, but it's great to see you back here. Luke FENHAUS, thanks for coming back to hang out with us here in Victory Lane at the Mile.
Yeah, of course. It's been a good day so far, so hopefully we can keep it rolling tomorrow.
Luke FENHAUS drives the Dunreddick Series number 4. He has done a lot of things, finished second in the ASA Midwest Tour points. Won his first ASA Midwest Tour race at Slinger. There's a lot going on, but when it comes to the Milwaukee Mile and getting a chance to race back home after moving to North Carolina, there's opportunities you want to grab and take full advantage of. What do you guys work on today?
Just setting our balance up. We've done some different things with our sway bar, and some have helped at some tracks and some have hurt. So just going back to our baseline for tomorrow, really. We tried a couple new things, and they really didn't work out. We've seemed to struggle today, but we're hoping to get it back on track tomorrow and keep rolling and carry our speed into tomorrow and make it a little bit better.
The way these practice sessions are lined up, we mentioned the 5 divisions, and really it's every hour you stack the deck and you reshuffle that thing every top of the hour. You guys got a chance to go on the track at 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, and 3:30. How did that work for you guys? Was there enough time in between? Because you're not stuck with like a 50-minute practice and you get everything in and that's it. How'd that work out for you guys today?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, we mainly changed gears almost every practice session, and then we finally got close to where we think we should be, and we're going off that. So it was all right. Shock changes can, go by fast, so it happens really quickly, and I'm thankful to have my guys behind me that work really hard each week and, come to the racetrack with fast race cars. So, like I said, hopefully we can get something figured out for tomorrow and bring fast speed tomorrow.
You've been in contention here, racing for a win on the backstretch. Something happened between you and Dalton Zier. I bring that up because I'm sure it's still vivid in your memory as well. You had a really good piece that day. Are you getting to that comfortable level yet? Because you got one more practice tomorrow before you qualify.
Yeah, it's just hard. Last year, we put it in the fence twice before we even started the race. So that was hard to swallow. And then 2 years ago, we had a really fast race car and ended up the fence again. So just regrouping, as a team, being on the same 8-ball game and, just doing what we do. We bring the same guys to each racetrack, and we got a good balance, mainly everywhere we go, and we're just trying to keep that up for tomorrow, and, little tunes I think will get us there.
Luke FENHAUS joining us. Luke FENHAUS will also be returning to the Milwaukee Mile, racing in the Sprecher 150. That's the ARCA Menard Series race on Sunday, August 27th here at the Mile. That's a companion with the ARCA Menard Series East where you're a full-timer. Mm-hmm. You got to win this year at Nashville. You got to play that guitar.
Yep.
How much is today part of that building process to make sure you're in contention when both ARCA Series race here in August?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Obviously, I've learned a lot throughout the past 2 years that I've been here, and those cars are so different with braking-wise and steering box-wise, and so it's just a different animal. But definitely learned a lot from, when I ran a Super at Nashville to an ARCA car, and helped me a bunch on that side, and just trying to do the exact same, keep learning with how the top groove comes in tomorrow and how we can roll the bottom, and restarts are a big thing. So working on those for sure and getting ready for later in August.
Hey, we appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time. Anybody here that's going to be rooting you on? I know Dad's here already. I saw Al working over there. And by the way, great article in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, JS Online, about the FENHAUS family and racing previewing this weekend. It's pretty cool to see your dad getting some time and really you getting the chance to say, yeah, Dad has done quite a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to share a weekend with Dad and the whole family here.
Car handle-wise, through the center of the corner. But chassis-wise, I think we need to get a little closer in 3 and 4 to be, where Majeski is right now.
Casey, I know in the past, a couple of races this year, you've had a chance to race with a teammate. William Byron has raced with Anthony Campy Racing. You've got a lot of depth there in just your team with the Team Platinum combination. How do you work through that? Do you rely upon your notes? Do you rely upon the chassis guy, the shock guy? I mean, how do you get closer dialed in to unique tracks that you have not been to enough?
Well, it's hard because each driver is different. Everyone likes different things, and some things that I've noticed, like when William's running with us at North Wilkesboro and Hickory, sometimes I don't like what he likes. So you gotta focus on you, man. It's you can do one thing. I know we changed something to go kind of like what they had during the race at Hickory. We changed my car on the pit stop, and I got better. But feel-wise in practice, I didn't feel like we were better with what he had. So it's just you really need to be able to make it run in practice and really tell what your car is going to do. But you can't. I mean, it's hard to do that and make changes also and try to get better. So we just kind of play it out today and think about what we did during practice and apply it to for tomorrow's practice sessions and see if we can make it a little better.
Thoughts of Casey Roderick, who finished 4th at the Joe Shear Classic, the first of 3 ASA Stars National Tour races held in Wisconsin here in this 10-race schedule. Cole Butcher, I know at Madison, I was talking to Bon Sauce, who works with you guys in every way. He talked about you and your teammate Gio Ruggiero racing full-time in the series. All 10 races, we got at least 2 Wilson Motorsports cars here. Bon said you guys came with 2 different setups at Madison, and you trying to find which way is better. How close do you get, or do you migrate based upon the performances? How has that helped you guys acclimate to new tracks like this one again this weekend?
I think it just helps us learn faster. When people come here with one car, they always have to stick with their one setup, but we're able to come with 2 opposite setups, and at the end of the day, go back to the drawing board and see what was better, where, and etc. So definitely with having 4 cars here, we have an advantage over everybody with that, but it just depends. Like Casey said, every driver is different, so it doesn't always work out.
Casey, when it comes to racing at tracks like this, I think I remember hearing something about Wisconsin or Upper Midwest asphalt's different, or the tracks seem to have more bumps or something like that. How do you guys just kind of have the mindset? I'm not saying you're from far away. You guys do this a lot at all different kinds of tracks. But when it comes to a track like this one, you think, okay, is it going to be weathered because we got 9 months of winter here? Those kinds of thoughts that must go through your mind, right?
Well, I mean, there's things like motor-wise and stuff, tuning carburetors and things. With the way the air is up here, it's a little drier, cleaner air. So I think tuning the carburetor to that is you can help yourself a little bit maybe. But as far as the tracks go, like Madison, it was pretty rough. This track's smooth.
And you raced at Wisconsin International race with.
Get a little break from work.
It's great to see you here. Thanks for spending some time. That's 30-year-old. He's far from done. He's got like 35 more years of racing, right? At least,
That's right.
30-year-old Casey
I don't see
Roderick.
myself quitting anytime soon if I can, the financial part works out to where I can stay racing. But hopefully we can get a good run this weekend and keep our people happy and stay interested in racing.
That's awesome. Casey, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I'll be the next guy to say thank you for being here. It's really great to see you here in Milwaukee. We're hanging out with you. We're still hanging out with you live at the DeAndre Construction Roadshow is here in Victory Lane. We're letting Casey go because now I'm going to have a guest co-host. You know what that means? 18-year-old Gio Ruggiero, his teammate Cole Butcher. It's Cole and Jim asking Gio questions. What should we ask him first?
What's your girlfriend's name?
My girlfriend's name? Amanda.
That's all you got?
He always says he doesn't have one, so I was waiting for it.
All right. Gio, thanks for coming on. The most recent winner of the ASA Stars National Tour. I put them both on the spot. I feel bad about that, but in a good way because you guys have been battling at this. You guys committed and dedicated to racing the ASA Stars National Tour. And, Gio, you might have heard me say it 10 times or once. When I saw you perform last year at the All-American 400 and how good you were in a super late model, not that many laps on it, to finish on the podium there, did that give you the confidence, or were things already in the works working with Wilson Motorsports or getting into super late full time to go race the national tour type stuff?
Yeah, for sure. That definitely gave us a little bit of confidence coming into this year. Nashville was always a really good track for me, even when I raced a Pro Late model there last year, though.
Okay, time for Gio and Jim to ask Cole a question. Gio, what you got for your teammate here after this long 4 hours of practice and working things through?
How's your car, Cole?
It's pretty good. I think we're all pretty well the same over at the Wilson camp. Corey might be a little bit better than us, but we'll get him tomorrow.
So Bon Suss has notes from like 2001 with Kevin Sawinski here racing an ASA car back in the day. Does he bring those notes out and say, guys, we're starting here. We got to make sure these are pressures, that kind of stuff? Or what does he add to the team as a guy that oversees all as a former ASA national champion, crew chief champion?
His mind's going all the time.
Yep.
I remember when we were getting ready to load Friday, we had to pull all the girls out and work on them. So he's never stopping. Bond's really good for the team. Him and Dennis, Will, Donnie, they work their butts off. So we can't thank them enough for providing great race cars, and hopefully it shows tomorrow.
So Cole's from Nova Scotia, Gio's from Massachusetts, but I'm guessing you guys don't live too far from the shop in the Carolinas, right?
No, me and Cole both moved down to North Carolina so we could be closer.
Did you finish high school online, or are you still doing high school? Is that
a
year and a half ago?
Online,
okay, all right. Is that done now? School's out?
Yep.
So what are you at? I know it's important to be around. I really do, and I respect the heck out of what you guys have an opportunity, especially you, Gio, with working with Toyota Racing Development. When it comes to doing that kind of thing, that's a commitment. That's a buy-in. That's I don't want to be there. I have to be there, and I want to be there kind of situation. How is that working for you and the pressures to perform, especially when you got guys like Cole coming and challenging you as a teammate to make everybody better?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love it. We're in the gym there every day of the week. Always, doing something sim, whether it's being at the gym or doing sim time, doing heat room, doing go-karts, always training to be better. So I really enjoy having all the opportunities there to be able to do all that and train to be better.
Talking with Gio Ruggiero and Cole Butcher, two of the four drivers based on the Wilson Motorsports Camp racing tomorrow in the Father's Day 100. There's 5 races tomorrow. The big one, the Father's Day 100 for the ASA Stars National Tour and the ASA Midwest Tour is going to be starting around 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. We got 3 races prior to that. With all this track time, Cole, you've been to a lot of different racetracks. A lot of different teams and divisions may have a little different rubber down on the racetrack. Does that seem to matter here with the big, long racetrack? Do you see rubber patterns, or do you feel anything in the race car as warm as it's been today?
I haven't really noticed or felt anything different throughout practice. I think maybe it was more so me getting accustomed, us getting better as a team. But I think the place is so big, and I don't think the other smaller divisions are putting down the rubber that they would at like a Hickory or an Oxford when ACT would go there. So I don't really see that personally. Gio might have a different perspective, but I haven't noticed that.
Gio comes in here 5th in the points. A lot of different things being thrown at you. What were the things you had to acclimate best to, or maybe surprised you today with your first trip here to the Milwaukee Mile, Gio?
Definitely have to keep the car wound up for sure and keep your momentum going. That's probably the biggest thing to being fast. I feel like that's something that's going to be very important during the race tomorrow.
And when it comes to tomorrow morning, I mentioned to Cole, you got one more practice. He said, I can't tell you what we're going to do. That's top secret. We're not going to go there. How important do you think qualifying will be for you guys tomorrow, Gio?
Track position is definitely going to be very important here. Going to need to qualify good and start up front to have a chance to win the race at the end for sure.
Cole, you've won some big races. Last year's Oxford 250, check that box. I know it took a long time to get away from the COVID restrictions and get back to racing for you guys. I just can't imagine how hungry you are for a win at a track like Milwaukee tomorrow.
Oh, no, for sure. Winning here on Father's Day with my father here, it would be awesome. But, tough competitors. Like Gio said, you got to qualify up front. It's really hard to pass. Really hard to pass. Me and Gio was out there behind Corey once. He's like, I got to hit my line perfect in order if I'm going to even keep up to him. So he's not wrong at all. So definitely track position is going to be key tomorrow, and I can't wait.
And what I've seen in the first 4 races, that passing opportunity is prime because you guys have been so fast and so consistent. It's just hard to get that little bit of an edge. We hope you get that edge. Both of you guys get the race for the win tomorrow.
Thank you.
How about I stand for Cole Butcher and this guy, Gio Ruggiero, for joining us for a few minutes. Guys, thanks for hanging around with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the day. Tomorrow morning, they got to be right back here at 8-something for a driver's meeting. Appreciate it, guys, very much. We're going to take a commercial break, step away for a few moments here on a DeAngelo's Construction Roadshow brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive. We're hanging out live at the Milwaukee Mile on Father's Day 100 race weekend. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after